Do you and your partner fight over money or any financial issues? Sometimes or many times? Well, you are not alone. 7 in 10 couples in America had a disagreement with their partner about finances in the past 1 year. And among them, half of them admitted that it had a negative impact on their intimacy with the partner. So, why were they fighting? Here are the top 5 issues. Needs versus wants, basically what's necessary and what's not so necessary. Spending priorities, again, what's more important, what's less important. Making purchases without discussing them first. Paying off debt and saving for larger purchases. And in another survey by APA, 31% people reported that money was a major source of conflict with their partners. So today I'm going to be answering following questions. What's the right approach to resolve fights over money between couples? How should couples manage saving and expenditure, especially when both are earning different amounts? What if one partner is a homemaker and they have to face domination from the other partner over money? What is financial infidelity and how to manage the differences in each other's needs and priorities? So let's begin with what's the right approach to resolve fights over money between couples. The first thing is couples usually don't like to talk about money, right? It seems a bit mechanical. It seems unromantic. Like money should not come between love. But I'm telling you, money has already come between love. Now it's up to you whether you let money ruin your relationship or actually enhance it. So the basic approach with money should be wherever there are differences or conflicts or resentment, the matter should be quantified and defined as clearly as possible. It's like one person says you're spending too much money. Immediately sit down and write down what is acceptable, what is the right number. Talk in numbers. Like what's the line after which you will say you're spending too much? Is it 10,000, 5,000, 7,500? What? And even in your overall approach, everything should be quantified, like how much we are earning, how much we are saving, how much we are spending, and even to some degree, what are the major areas that we are going to be spending on. So the approach with money is talk about it, define it, quantify it, make clear boundaries. Next question, how should couples manage saving and expenditure, especially when both are earning different amounts? See, we talk about equality in a relationship, right? So technically, both should spend equal amounts on the things that are happening in the house. You want to pay rent? Let's share it equally. We have to pay for the kids' tuition. Let's pay equally. That is the ideal approach, but the trouble starts when both of them are earning really disproportionately different amounts. Like, what if one person has a job where they earn 1 lakh per month and the other one runs a business and they earn 5 lakhs per month? So here, to maintain equality and let both be comfortable, either both of them would have to really downgrade their lifestyles, where let's say they're spending just 30-40k per month and both of them can contribute because one of them is only earning 1 lakh, or if they choose to upgrade their lifestyle based on the high income of that one partner, then the other one would be super uncomfortable. So let's say they just go on a very expensive trip and the trip costs 3 lakhs. So for one of them, it's just easily covered in their month's salary, and for the other one, it's 3 months' salary. What would end up happening is that both of them would have to live wildly different lifestyles. They would hardly be able to do things together. So that's why the approach that couples should take must be of proportions. They should contribute a similar percentage of their incomes, just like we do with taxes. We are all equal in the country, right? We all get one vote, but do we all pay the same amount of taxes? No, we don't. The more you earn, the more tax you pay. So all my following advice would be based on this approach of proportions. Now the actual question, how would you manage your savings and expenditures? I want to first play a clip from Steve Harvey. That's actually a good one, and later I'm going to give you a more refined version of that. So let's hear it.
Well, I'm really excited to get married, but there's one little thing that I'm not excited about. You see, he likes to spend. Just last week, he bought a brand new big screen TV, a brand new gaming system, any new shoes or clothes, he has to have it. I'm a saver. I'm always telling him, let's put money away for a rainy day, and he just doesn't see things that way. So do you think it's a good idea once we get married to have a joint bank account, or should we keep them separate?
Okay, cool. When you are married, a financial planner taught this to me, and it changed everything for me. Every married couple should have 4 bank accounts. You should have a joint bank account. Out of that account, you pay all the household expenses and bills. After that's paid, you decide which percentage of that money should go into a savings account. In that savings account, it must require both of your signatures to move the money. Then you have a personal account and he has a personal account. He's not allowed to tell you what to do with your personal money. You're not allowed to tell him what to do with his personal money. Because even though you're married and you're a union, you still have to maintain some form of individuality so you can feel like a human being, you know.
That's fair.
No woman wants to go to her husband to ask for money to get her nails done.
Yeah, so basically that approach is really good, like having those joint accounts and those personal accounts. I'm gonna now go a step further and actually give you some numbers that you can keep in mind. Think of it like a starter point. You can of course adjust those numbers according to your circumstances and personal preferences. So the first question that you ask yourself is, in what ratio do I divide my money, my personal income, into money for the joint account and money for me? Like, what should be that ratio? Let's start with 50-50. So whatever I earn, 50% I put in the joint account for the couple and 50% I keep for myself separately. And then my partner does the same thing. Now, doesn't matter if my partner earns double or half, they also put 50% of their money in the joint account, 50% they keep for themselves. Next question you ask yourself is, within all this money, how much do we save? And I recommend minimum 20%. So now after your and your partner's money, the joint account that you have, 20% of that should be saved, like, or invested. And that is your family savings. And even on those personal accounts, whatever you have, I suggest you save 20% of that too. Those are your personal savings. Now you can of course play with these numbers. So for example, initially we divided your money 50-50, right? Well, what if you have children? So now you need more money for the family. So you can put 70% of it into the joint account, keep only 30 for yourself, or 60-40 or whatever. This is the part that you have to decide with your partner, negotiate and come on the same page. But whatever is decided, both should follow. So in this approach, what you end up with is technically 3 expenditure accounts, 3 bank accounts, where one is joint, one for you and one for your partner, and 3 investment portfolios where you have saving for joint, savings for you and savings for your partner. So in a way, total 6 assets. And I basically agree with what Steve Harvey said, that joint accounts can be used for household expenses, rent, food, electricity bills, clothing, dinner dates, appliances, repairs, etc. And personal account can be used to buy things that you really want, your own luxuries, your quirks, your desires. Like with your personal money, as long as you're not doing something criminal, you're not really answerable to your partner. Next question, what if one partner is a homemaker and they have to face domination from the other partner over money? Because that actually happens a lot, especially in Indian context, where wives are often homemakers. They don't have their own source of income and the husband kind of decides everything. And the husbands can even make the wife feel like they're doing them a favor by just giving them some monthly income. Some wives end up almost begging for money like every end of the month, like please give me some money, and they have to seek approval from the husband because they have all the control. In such cases, what the wife has to do is they have to push the husband to quantify their work. Again, if this is not an issue in your house, you don't have to do this. If your husband is not acting like a jerk, just go on with your business the way you do. But if they make you feel small or inadequate, then you have to push them to quantify your work. If you're doing some real work in the house which is valuable to your partner, then you must demand a salary from your partner. You are making their quality of life so much better by your efforts. Like if you weren't in the picture, they would have to pay somebody else to do this, or they would not be able to enjoy this quality of life. So recognize your own value and demand it. Once your internal salary is decided, then you can follow the exact same pattern that I shared earlier. In this model, the only difference is that the homemaker is getting salary from the partner, not from an external source. That's all. And this can even be applied to part-time workers. Let's say one partner is just working part-time, earning less amount, but then they are contributing extra to the household, so that part-time work can be compensated by the partner. It is only fair. And we only need to do this when there is real tension between partners related to contribution to the household and money and financial matters. Like basically, if you're working diligently in your household, you should not feel like a burden. Next question, what is financial infidelity? Financial infidelity basically means being dishonest about money with your partner, any kind of lying or hiding. And this survey found out that 2 in 5 Americans who are married or living with their partner, that's about 40% of the people, they would be at least somewhat likely to end their relationship if they discovered their partner was dishonest with them about their finances. They would consider ending the relationship because of that dishonesty. And 20% would be extremely likely to end it. In general, lying is just not a good idea. You pick any area of your life, honesty is the best policy. The same thing is here. When it comes to financial matters, do not lie, do not hide. If you made a purchase, that's okay, talk about it. Maybe you made a mistake, maybe you gambled the money, maybe you lost the money in the stock market or crypto. Don't hide it. Tell your partner. Don't have any secret accounts that your partner has no idea about. Don't give big sums of money to other people that your partner has no idea about. In general, both should have an idea about where the money is coming from, where the money is going. Tell the truth almost always. Why did I say almost? Sometimes you can end up with a partner who is genuinely extremely toxic. Like, even when you know that you are spending your money rightfully, you've not done anything wrong, they would always create a big ruckus unnecessarily, or they would completely try to dominate you, control your behavior, take away your freedom. In such cases, sometimes lying or hiding is fine. And that applies to other areas of life too. If the other person is extremely irrational, then you don't have to be honest with them. But again, in probably 95% of the cases, just tell the truth. And now the last question, how to manage the differences in each other's needs and priorities. See, the basic approach here has to be, you have to constantly communicate about your deeper and deeper desires, even values. What does your partner really want and why? What do you really want and why? You must discuss that very, very regularly and openly, and also be willing to compromise and come to middle grounds, keeping both of your desires in mind. I'll give you some examples of discrepancies in those deeper desires. Like, one partner prefers just living in the moment. Like, whatever we earn, we just spend it, have fun, live your life. The other person wants to save for the future. They want to create a safety net. One person always wants new things, shiny things. The other person wants to repair, maintain, and also recycle things. One partner, while buying things, they look at features. What's the utility? What's the functionality? Like, is it worth it? Like, is it value for money? The other partner doesn't care much about features. They care about how it looks. What are the colors? Does the sofa match the wall? Does the laptop match the vibe of their room, etc. One partner wants to spend a lot of money to show off, to achieve social status. The other partner only cares about personal comfort, doesn't care about what other people think. One partner is very generous. They want to keep spending money on people. They want to help people. The other one is a bit selfish, just want to spend money on themselves. One partner likes to negotiate a lot. Other one is just easygoing, doesn't care that much. In all of those examples, in all of those circumstances, they will have to really understand each other and come to some middle ground. They would have to accept the other person's irrational or different or odd behaviors, and if they want the other person to change, they'll have to calmly negotiate. And in joint decision makings, they'll have to come to so many compromises, find the middle ground. But make sure you keep discussing this, because if you know where it's coming from, if you know the other person's deeper desires and values, then their differences seem understandable. Then you don't get angry so much. You can see things from their point of view also. So communicate constantly. Let me summarize. Whenever there is a conflict, quantify things. It will feel mechanical, but do it anyway. The more clarity, the better for the relationship. Ultimately, this mechanical approach to money increases love, because you're not fighting so much anymore. As a couple, when you're allocating the money, keep two things in mind: future safety, which is savings, and also individual autonomy. Finally, of course, be honest with each other and try to understand each other. Now, if you want me to grow financially, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. And obviously, do not forget to share this video with your partner. Thank you for listening. A very important factor in mental peace is that instead of just thinking and thinking internally, you should be able to talk about your frustrations to someone. But sometimes your friends and family can get tired of listening or might not even understand you well. That's why you should talk to a therapist. Your emotions need regular air ventilation. Your thoughts need regular garbage disposal, like once every week with a trained therapist. At Shridhar Life School, we have a team of therapists that you can talk to. Please go to shridharlifeschool.com to book your sessions.